I closed my first $3,000 client with no experience, no portfolio, and no testimonials. And I did it using just one surprising psychological technique. I didn't fake being an expert. I didn't pitch some shiny strategy. I just did one thing, and it flipped the whole conversation. Not only did the client hire me, he mentored me, referred me to 3 more clients, and helped launch my entire business. You see, most beginners think their lack of experience is a weakness, but if you use this right, it becomes your biggest advantage. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you why clients actually say yes to beginners, the 4-step framework that gets them to lean in instead of push back, and how to flip your inexperience into a client closing superpower. So let's dive right in. This is what your first client really wants. Every time they teach you something, share an insight, or give you a piece of their wisdom, they're not doing you a favor. They're buying stock in your future. And, just like any smart investor, they want a return. Now, most beginners hide the fact that they're new, thinking it's a weakness, but that's exactly what's losing them the sale. Some people actively prefer working with beginners. Not because you're cheaper, not because they feel sorry for you, not because they can push you around, but because of what behavioral scientists call psychological ownership. When people help create something, they become emotionally invested in its success. Here's what researchers at Harvard, Yale, and Duke found. When people participate in creating something, even partially, they value it 5 times more than something that's handed to them already fully complete. I mean, just think about IKEA furniture here for a second. Objectively, this is particle board that's held together with tiny wooden dowels you put together with an Allen key. It's not high quality, it's not even that cheap anymore, but people love their IKEA furniture. They show it off, they keep it for years, they treat it like some kind of precious heirloom. Now, why do they do this? Well, it's because they built it themselves. They were part of its creation. Back to the research study for a second though. What they did in this research study was they had 2 groups of people. One group was given pre-made origami cranes, those perfectly folded little paper cranes. The other group had to fold their own, and honestly, most looked terrible. Then they asked both groups how much they would pay for their cranes. Well, the pre-made group, about 5 cents. The self-made group, 23 cents, nearly 5 times more for objectively worse paper cranes. But here's where it gets fascinating for you as a beginner. This effect was strongest when people feel like teachers or mentors in that creation process. Another study from Wharton found that when people feel like they're teaching or guiding someone, their psychological ownership skyrockets. In other words, they don't just value the output more, they become emotionally invested in that other person's success. This is why professors remember their first PhD students forever, why early investors never stop talking about companies they discovered, why parents bore absolutely everybody with stories about their kids, and why mentors brag about their mentees like the success is their own. To put this another way, your first clients aren't hiring your expertise. They're hiring the opportunity to shape your expertise. They want to be part of your origin story. They want to feel like they discovered you. They want to teach you their secrets and watch you succeed with them. Trying to win your first client by acting like an expert is like applying to be a teacher when you're still a student. It just doesn't make sense. But when you position yourself as the student, suddenly every door opens. Here's the beautiful paradox. This psychological advantage only exists when you're new. The moment that you become established, you lose this advantage forever. But wait, it gets even better because something even more powerful is taking place here, something that nobody ever seems to talk about, which is that clients want to see themselves as the strategist, as the creative mind, as the big thinker. What they're willing to pay for is a mechanic, someone to bring their vision to life. I mean, just think about that for a second. Every business owner believes that they're sitting on brilliant ideas. They know what would work for their business. They've got the vision, the insights, the strategy. What they don't have, however, is the time to execute, the energy to implement, the technical knowledge to build it. They don't want another strategist just coming in and telling them what to do. They already know what to do, at least they think they do. So what they want is someone who says, "That's a brilliant idea. Let me build that for you." This is why so many experts struggle to land clients, while beginners using the mentor method succeed. The expert walks in and says, "Let me tell you what you need." The beginner walks in and says, "Tell me your vision so I can build it." One threatens their ego, the other feeds it. Or as Robert Greene says in the 48 Laws of Power, law number 1 is to never outshine the master. So when you position yourself as the eager executor of their strategy, you're not just another vendor. You're the missing piece that makes their genius actionable. This isn't just another coin. This is them investing in finally seeing their ideas come to life. But wait, because it actually gets even better than that. And there's something else that nobody seems to talk about. Something that makes beginners even more valuable than established providers. And that is that you have more skin in the game. I mean, just think about it. When a client hires a mega marketing agency with like 500 different clients, well, they're just another account number to them. If they leave, the agency doesn't even notice. The agency's mortgage still gets paid. Their team still shows up on Monday. But when someone becomes your first client, their success is your success. Their win is your case study. Their results are your future. You'll answer their texts at 10 p.m. You'll redo entire campaigns if they're not happy. You'll lose sleep thinking about their business. Not because you're desperate, but because you're hungry. Because the stakes are real. Because their success literally determines your trajectory. They're not client number 247 that gets juggled between meetings. They're the client, the one that you talk about at dinner, the one whose win becomes your credibility. That's not weakness. That's the kind of dedication that they can't buy at any price from an established agency. And between you and me, I can't compete with that. There's just no way that I'm able to provide that level of care and service anymore, which just goes to show you how powerful this competitive position is and why you'd be crazy to not take advantage of it. When I first started, I remember one business owner telling me, I hired you because I knew that you had more to gain from my success than any agency ever would. That meant you'd move mountains to make it work. And he was right. I did. And it did work. Another coin in the jar. But this one's different. This is the all-in coin, the one that says, I'll do whatever it takes. There's a second psychological force at play here that makes this absolutely irresistible as well. It's called the mentor's pride principle, though researchers call it reflected glory or basking. Robert Cialdini at Arizona State studied this phenomenon decades ago and found that people's self-esteem literally increases when someone they mentored succeeds. They discovered that teachers' moods improved for days after a student they helped won an award. They found that managers scored higher on happiness surveys after employees they trained got promoted. Even casual mentors showed increased confidence after their mentees succeeded. So why does this happen? Well, it's because we feel our mentees' success as our own achievement. Now, personally, this is why I still check the comments section down below my videos, because there's always at least one person who applied what I taught and got great results and their lives improved because of it. And I'm not gonna lie, kind of makes a guy feel good. Anyway, another coin in the jar. This is the exact same psychology behind why parents live vicariously through their kids, why coaches cry when their athletes win medals, why early employees never stop talking about their startups, and why angel investors mention their wins in every conversation. So when you position yourself as someone that they can mentor and shape, you're not asking them to take a risk on you. You're offering them a chance at reflected glory, a piece of your future success story, psychological ownership of your journey, but only if you position it right. You see, before I figured this out, my approach was a complete mess. Total disaster. The kind of thing that you look back on and cringe. Here's how it would go, and it's the perfect example of what not to do when you're trying to land clients. I'd spend days studying everything about their industry, watch every YouTube video, read every blog post, download every free guide, take notes like my life depended on it. Then, I'd get on a call and try to prove I knew everything. I'd say things like, I've studied your industry extensively. I know exactly what you need. I understand your customers. I've got the latest strategies. I can solve all your problems. And the response I would get back was pretty much always the same. A long, uncomfortable pause, followed by nothing short of a full-blown interrogation with questions like, if you know so much, why haven't you done it yet? Where are your results? Or who else have you helped? Ouch, but they were right. I was trying to position myself as an expert when I was obviously a beginner, and that gap created instant distrust. Even worse, by pretending that I knew everything, I triggered their skepticism instead of their mentorship instinct. Basically, I was making them defensive instead of helpful, suspicious instead of supportive, skeptical instead of excited, and fully closed off instead of open. Basically, all of the opposite things that I wanted. Like I said, total disaster. Finally, one prospect actually said, "You sound like you're reading from a textbook. Have you ever actually done this?" Now, you and I both know that I hadn't, and they knew it too. So the conversation died right there. That's when I realized I had it completely backwards. I was trying to be the teacher when I should have been the student. But then, something interesting happened. I was on my last prospect call of the day, and basically given up. I was out of money, out of confidence, out of hope, which just so happened to be the three things I needed to find the will to carry on. So instead of my usual fake expert routine, I just told the truth and said, look, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm studying travel marketing intensively, and I'm looking for one hotel owner to work closely with. Someone who can teach me the realities of the business while I implement everything that I'm learning. I can't promise I'm the best right now, but I can promise nobody is going to work harder or care more about your success. And that simple admission that came more from exhaustion than from strategy, well, shifted the entire energy of the conversation. He leaned forward, he started giving me valuable insights, and he began explaining his business in detail. For 45 minutes, he taught me pretty much everything he knew. The busy times, seasons, the slow seasons, the customer types, the competition, the margins, things that no course ever would have covered. At the end of the call, he said, "You know what? I like you. You actually want to learn this business, not just throw generic marketing at it. When can you start?" $3,000, first client, one conversation. Now, of course, I still had to deliver, but I did it, and he was thrilled. But here's what happened next, and this is crucial. He became my biggest advocate. He introduced me to 3 other hotel and resort owners. He gave me a killer testimonial, invited me to industry events, told everyone about this sharp young marketer he was mentoring. And why did he do this? Well, because my success was his success. He had shaped me and taught me, mentored me. When I succeeded, he felt proud, like a teacher whose student just graduated. That's when I stopped trying to sell clients and started inviting them to co-create their own success. I call it the mentor method. Here's how it works. This method has 4 distinct moves that take place during any conversation, each triggering a different psychological response. Move 1, the student frame. Most beginners start their conversations with, "I can help you with marketing," but that immediately positions you as a service provider that they can evaluate. Instead, you want to use the student frame and say, "I'm currently deep diving into specific industry marketing, and I'm looking for one business type owner who enjoys teaching to work with closely. I want to build my expertise by learning from someone who's actually done it while implementing cutting edge strategies they haven't had time to learn. Is that something you'd be interested in?" This is important though, so let me break down the psychology of each phrase. Deep diving implies serious study, not casual interest. One owner creates selectivity and exclusivity. Who enjoys teaching pre-qualifies them as mentor personality. Learning from someone who's actually done it positions them as the expert. And cutting edge strategies they haven't had time to learn shows that you bring value too. Their brains process this completely different than the standard sales pitch that they've probably heard 100 times before. Instead of thinking, "Should I hire this person?" they start thinking, "Am I a good teacher?" Instead of evaluating you, they're evaluating themselves. Then just watch their response. If they start explaining their business or saying, "Well, I've been doing this for X years," you've triggered their mentor instinct and you're in. Move number 2, the knowledge exchange. Once they've shifted into teacher mode, you formalize the exchange and say something like this. Here's what I'm proposing, and tell me if this sounds crazy. I'll handle all the implementation and heavy lifting using the latest digital strategies I'm studying. You provide the industry wisdom, the customer insights, the real-world experience that makes it actually work for your specific business. Together, we create something neither of us could alone. You get fresh perspectives and eager implementation. I get real-world education and a case study. Does that structure make sense? Now you can just copy this word for word if you really want to, but if you really want to knock this out of the park time and time again, then it pays to know the key psychological triggers that we're hitting here. So let me unpack those for you real quick. Tell me if this sounds crazy. Well, that makes them feel safe to say no, which they won't. Heavy lifting shows that you'll do the work. Industry wisdom positions them as wise, not just experience. Neither of us could alone creates partnership, not hierarchy. And fresh perspectives, well, this is what they can't get from established providers. This reframes the entire relationship. You're not vendor and client, you're teacher and student, you're mentor and mentee, you're partners in creation. Move number 3, the teaching test. This is where the magic happens. You let them teach you. Say, "Before we go further, would you mind walking me through your business? What really works, what doesn't? What would you tell someone trying to understand this industry? I want to make sure that I can actually help before either of us commits." Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Every time they share something with you, a lesson, a story, an insight, they're dropping another coin in here. They're investing in you. And every time you react with enthusiasm, take notes, ask smart questions, you're reinforcing their belief that this is a good investment. And what happens when people feel invested? They stick around, they support you, they want to see you win. Then, and this is crucial, your goal is to become the best student they have ever had. You do this by taking visible notes. If you're on video, hold up your notebook, asking follow-up questions like, "Why does that work?" and "How did you figure that out?" And showing genuine appreciation by saying things like, "This is exactly the insight I needed." By the end of this section, they're emotionally invested in your success, and the studies back this up. For example, Stanford research shows that teaching someone increases commitment to their success by up to 300%. Ultimately, you're not convincing them to hire you, you're letting them convince themselves to mentor you. Move number 4, the wisdom implementation close. Now, after they've taught you, you want to reflect their wisdom back with implementation by saying something like, "This is incredible. Based on everything you just shared, here's what I could do for you." Specific strategy using their insight. We could implement the campaign targeting customer type they mentioned, during the busy season they mentioned, addressing specific problem they mentioned. Your investment would be whatever dollar amount, but honestly, the education you just gave me is worth twice that. At this point, they've already invested. They've dropped their insights, their wisdom, their experience right here. And when you succeed, when the campaign works, when the leads come in, when the results show up, they don't just feel like a client. They feel like a founder, like a mentor who just watched their protege win. That's why your beginner status is way more valuable than you think. You're not asking for a shot. You're offering them a legacy. Your future success is their ROI. Then finally, just when things are wrapping up, you drop the ultimate no pressure, highest converting close I've ever used. You ask, would you be interested in guiding me through implementing this? Then, and this is the secret weapon that makes them say yes immediately. Before they even have the chance to answer, you create something valuable using their wisdom by saying, actually, you know what? While you're thinking about it, let me show you something based on what you just taught me. Then you create something in real time, an automated follow-up sequence that nurtures prospects, a plug-and-play campaign to help them generate more online reviews, an AI agent that answers missed calls for them and automatically books appointments. To them, it's gonna look like you're a tech and marketing genius, a humble one too, as you didn't start this conversation by pretending to be something you're not. But you, my friend, got a secret weapon. You see, those campaigns and strategies that you just suggested, the automated follow-up, the campaign to generate more online reviews, the AI agent that answers missed calls, well, all of those are already built and can be installed in seconds with the push of a button. So when you say, based on what you said about leads not turning into customers as quickly as you want, what if we installed an automated follow-up sequence that sent out a series of email and SMS messages encouraging people to call? Do you think that would help? They say, yeah, that's exactly it. And just like that, you've proven this partnership works. This triggers commitment and consistency bias. See, once they've agreed that your idea is good, it becomes psychologically uncomfortable for them to say no to working with you. Now here's the part that nobody talks about. What happens after they say yes? I mean, you just promised to implement their wisdom using cutting-edge strategies, but how do you actually deliver that? Well, this is where high level becomes your secret weapon. You see, when I landed that first $3,000 client, I had a problem. I'd promised him campaigns and automations and lead capture, all these things that I knew about in theory but had never actually built. Now, at the time, that meant duct taping together half a dozen different software tools and paying a fortune to try to get them all to work together. Now, it did work, but it was a nightmare. Fortunately, today, I just use high level. It's an all-in-one platform that has everything already built in. Landing pages, email campaigns, SMS follow-ups, appointment booking, CRM, literally everything a business needs to get customers. But here's what makes it perfect for beginners using the mentor method. You can build everything while they watch. Remember that result in advanced technique where you create something in real time? Well, with high level, you can literally build them a landing page in 5 minutes during the call. You can set up their first automation, show them leads coming in. In other words, they're not just buying your promise, they're seeing their ideas come to life immediately. And the best part? You can charge $2,500 for a one-time fee or $500 per month recurring for something that takes you an afternoon to set up. Because you're not charging for the tool, you're charging for the implementation of their wisdom using your fresh perspective. One high-level template plus their industry insights gives you their custom marketing system. The heavy lifting is done. You just customize it with what they taught you. Remember, clients want to be the strategist. You be the mechanic, and high level makes you the ultimate mechanic, able to build anything that they can dream of and do it fast. Here's the truth that changes everything. Every expert has experience, but only beginners have origin stories, and the right client wants to be in yours. Your first client isn't buying expertise. They can get that anywhere. What they're buying is the belief that someone genuinely cares about their success, someone hungry enough to treat their business like it's their own. And that temporary superpower, well, it expires the moment you land client number 10. So here's what you do right now. Click the link below and get your high-level account set up. Not tomorrow, not after you think about it, right now. Because here's what nobody tells you. The difference between people making $10K a month and the people still just watching videos is just one thing. They actually clicked the link. Inside High Level, I've built everything for you. The templates, the funnels, the automation, the exact same setup that my students use to close their first clients in under 30 days. You don't need to figure anything out on your own. You just need to click the link, get your extended free trial, and follow the system. Then, once you're in, everything flips. And clients start chasing you. You see, there's a simple psychological trigger that makes it happen, and you can tap or click the video I've got linked up right here to see it now. But first, make sure to get your high-level account below, because without the platform, you're just someone with ideas. But with it, you're someone who delivers results. So, link is right below, click it now, your first client is waiting. Who needs crypto when you've got mentorship coins? I should start a fund.